guys. If you're watching this is world history. We're doing unit WHII.5, global trade after 1500 AD. Shorter unit. If you have questions, leave a comment under the video, shoot me an email, something like that. I'll try to get it straightened out the best I can. You do not have notes to fill out with this one, just follow along. I put the filled out copy on Google Classroom. Google Docs, it wouldn't look right, so no notes to fill out, just follow along. You will have vocab and a test review though. So, global trade after 1500 AD, starting with the Ottoman Empire, okay? The Ottoman Empire is found in Southwest Asia, also known as the Middle East, okay? Same thing, Southwest Asia, Middle East, same thing, just different names. This was found across 3 continents, okay? You'll have multiple questions on your test like that. 3 continents, Europe, Asia, Africa. Everybody see that? All 3?
Yeah.
Okay. This area right here, this is the Balkan Peninsula, okay, where Greece is today. Ottomans controlled that as well. They controlled a whole lot of stuff. This is the original location right here, okay? This is known as Asia Minor. Asia Minor. The Ottoman Empire emerged as a political and economic power following the conquest of Constantinople. Constantinople was the capital of the Byzantine Empire. When it fell, when the Ottomans took it over, they renamed it Istanbul. Okay? For example, traditionally, I'm not going to say all the time now because I don't want to get burned alive on Facebook, but traditionally, when a woman gets married, she does what with her name? Changes it to the husband's last name. Okay? That's tradition. It's showing this new part of her life. Does that make sense? Same thing here. Constantinople gets captured by the Ottomans, and then they change its name to show this new part of its life. Make sense to everybody? Okay. Ottomans brought much of the territory in Southwest Asia and North Africa under their rule, using Islam as a unifying force, using the religion of Islam. Now, this building right here, you learned about it last year. Anyone know what it's called? Starts with an H. Second word starts with an S. Awesome. Good answers. Way to go. The Hagia Sophia. Okay, does that ring any bells?
Yeah, didn't they put a dead body in there?
That's a different building.
I don't know.
Okay. The Hagia Sophia, this is in Istanbul. It's been a church, it's been a museum, it's been a mosque. These towers are called minarets. Okay, if you see those, it's Islamic architecture. Okay, if you see the minarets, it's Islamic architecture. So Constantinople fell in 1453. This is the earliest date you're going to need to know for this course. Okay, it's 1453. The Ottomans came from the modern-day country of Turkey. Constantinople became the capital of the Ottoman Empire, and they changed the name to Istanbul. And like I said, used Islam as a unifying force. Any questions so far? Beautiful. We're not watching this. All right? I'm not getting this song stuck in my head today.
Oh, we could watch it.
We could. We're not going to.
Why would we?
Because I hate the song. How about this? I will put the link to the Istanbul song on Classroom. You guys can watch it if you want. Fair enough? Okay. I'll put it on there.
No, I promise you I'm going to watch it.
Okay, that's fine. I probably won't put it on there anyway. It's just an empty promise so we can move on. Mughal Empire. This is India. Okay, this is northern India. The Mughals were descendants of the Mongols. Okay? And if you look at the words, if you look at the word Mughal and the word Mongol, can you see the similarities between the two words? Yes, no. You look at Mughal and Mongol.
Yeah.
Okay. Mughals descended from the Mongols. They were Muslim, so the MU and MU. Okay? You see Mogul and Mughal, same thing. Same empire. The Mughal Empire traded with European nations. Southern India remained independent and continued international trade. Okay? The Mughals didn't fight with the Europeans, they traded with them. We all good there. The Mughals spread Islam into India. This down the road leads to issues between Hindus and Islam. When there's the partition of India in 1947 with Pakistan, India, and all that mess. You have art and architecture such as the Taj Mahal. This is the one with the dead body. Okay? Did I tell you all the story about the Taj Mahal?
Yeah, something about somebody built it and then grabbed his hands off so they wouldn't build nothing.
Okay, I guess I did.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing I was thinking of. But there's no dead body in this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing I was thinking of.
Oh my God.
I don't remember stuff.
The Taj Mahal is a mausoleum, basically. Okay? It was built in honor of the Shah's wife, and she was laid to rest inside of it. Shah thought it was so beautiful, loved it, invited all the builders back to the palace, cut their hands off so they could never build anything as beautiful again. There's your Spark Notes version of that story. That's relationship goals.
I want to build it. I want to build a Lego.
It's so beautiful, I'm going to take your hands.
I want to build a Lego house and do that to them. Whoever built the Lego house.
You're going to build a Lego house, well then you're the one building the Lego house, you'll have to cut your own hands off.
We're going to cut one hand off. How will I cut the other one?
You'll have to have a good friend to help you out.
Okay. Could you cut me out? I'm going to be fine.
You have the establishment of European trading outposts. People are going to watch these videos and sincerely worry about me and how I teach. Because it's just all over the place. But I get the points there. It's called helping you guys connect with history. You also have the influence of Indian textiles on the British textile industry. That's because the Brits take over India shortly after this. China. With China, you have the creation of foreign enclaves to control trade. This works so much easier when I have 27 people in a class and not 4. And how many of y'all seen the movie Dirty Dancing? Patrick Swayze, Jennifer Grey. Seriously, 1? The movie's a classic. Anyway.
I don't watch classic movies.
Anyway. In one scene, okay, these guys start harassing Jennifer Grey's character. Her name is Baby. Okay? Start harassing her. Kind of tell her, go over there, yada yada. And Patrick Swayze says, you don't put Baby in a corner. Okay? And then just starts beating him up. Now, with this, China puts Baby in the corner. With China, you have, they put the Brits over here, the Germans over here, the French over here. And that's to control how much influence these European countries have on China. Does that make sense? For example, if you get a new puppy, okay? What's 2 things you can guarantee is going to happen to your house with a new puppy?
Shoes will get bitten and stuff.
Do what?
Shoes will get chewed up.
Okay, a lot of things are going to get chewed up. Puppy's going to pee everywhere. Right? That's just what happens. Same thing if you have a toddler. You start potty training them. They're going to pee everywhere. Trust me. Now, how do you prevent that? You train them, but what do you have to do while you're training them? Not the toddler, the puppy. Like if you go to work or you go to school, what are you going to have to do with that puppy?
Put 'em in a cage or something.
Very good. You're going to have to put him in a crate or something while you're gone and then let him out when you get back. Okay? So you're effectively putting that puppy in a corner so it doesn't pee everywhere while you're gone. Does that make sense? That's what the Chinese did here. Is they put the Europeans in crates so they wouldn't pee all over China. This is the weirdest example I've ever used with enclaves, but I think it works. Yeah? Okay. I'm losing my mind. You have an increase in European demand for Chinese goods, such as tea and porcelain. Now, if I wasn't recording this lesson, this is where I'd have one of you come up here and sing I'm a little teapot song. Why would I have you sing that song and do the little dance?
That is
How is that going to help you remember this? China, okay. What about China?
They made 'em.
They make.
Okay, what is a teapot made out of?
right.
I don't know.
Porcelain.
Porcelain, very good. And what do you put in a teapot?
Tea.
Tea.
Tea. Does that make sense? So usually I have someone embarrass themselves by singing that song so you guys remember, oh, the teapot song, teapots are made of porcelain, you put tea in a teapot, China. Make sense? However, there's 4 of you. I'm recording the lesson, and apparently it's frowned upon to embarrass children on the internet. So, we're going to move on. Japan. Characterized by a powerless emperor controlled by a military leader. You adopted a policy of isolation to limit foreign influences. Usually with this, I would have one of you come up here, stand next to me. You would be the emperor. And it basically becomes a game of Simon Says. Okay? Whoever I asked to come up here would tell the rest of the class to do something, but the class would have to listen to me because I was the shogun. Does that make sense? Kid would have no idea what's going on. They just realize they have no power. Make sense? Okay. Isolation, basically, you know when a little kid gets mad and they'll like go and run in the corner and just block out, like cover their ears and do this? Okay? That's what Japan does for like 300 years. They just go in the corner, cover their ears, close their eyes real tight, and isolate themselves from the rest of the world. Okay? Then the United States shows up and everything goes sideways. Spoiler alert, that's a lot of world history. The Americans show up and things go sideways. But we'll get there.
Why did we have to show up?
We wanted to trade. Japan didn't want to trade. We showed up with warships. Japan traded. Africa. With Africa, you have the exportation of slaves and the demand for goods altering traditional economic patterns. Okay? This is that triangle trade we talked about last week. African exports, so things that exit the country. Okay, does that make sense? Export, they exit. Import, they come in. Make sense? Okay. So leaving Africa, you have slaves through the triangular trade and raw materials such as ivory and gold. Okay? Good there? Imports, you have manufactured goods from Europe, Asia, and the Americas such as guns, rum, textiles, jewelry, things like that. And new food products. Okay? Questions? Okay, commercial revolution. Okay, I need y'all to pay attention closely to this because this is the most confusing part of this entire unit. So with the commercial revolution, you have all these maritime nations, these nations that trade over the sea, competing for markets, resources, colonies, and creating new economic patterns such as mercantilism. Okay? So these new economic systems, you have new money and banking systems. This is mainly in England, okay? This is where you start to have the first insurance companies. Because they insure the ships, so if the ships go down, the people who have products on it don't lose all their money. Get to mercantilism in a second. Colonial economies were limited by the economic needs of the mother country. Okay. We'll come back to you in a second. Dylan. What's a chore you have to do at home?
Maybe order feed the dog, shit on the sheep, blah, blah, blah.
Okay. Mow the yard, feed the dog. We'll look at those two. James, tell me something you got to do at home.
Check the cattle.
Check the cattle. Perfect. That's what I was going to ask you first, and I was like, wait a second. I bet James has cows. So we're going to come back to
I
that.
have cows too. and I have-
Okay, but you didn't mention the cows.
Mm.
Fine. Mia, do you have cows?
No.
Perfect. Okay, what's one of your chores then, Mia?
One of mine?
Yes. What do you have to do at home?
Probably a lot of things. I have to mow the lawn,
Okay.
clean the dishes.
Okay, we're going to go with the dishes.
Okay.
Okay, we'll go with the dishes. Okay. So, Mia's family, they need her to clean the dishes. So that's what she does. They don't have cows, so she doesn't have to check the cattle. Your family has cows. So one of your jobs is to check the cattle. Does that make sense? Your chores change based on what is needed at your home. Okay? Make sense? Same thing here. The colonies, what the colonies do is limited by what the mother country needs. Hey, does that make sense to everybody? Yes? No? Okay.
Yeah,
That's effectively what mercantilism is. Okay? European powers become self-sufficient based on using the colonies to get what they need so they don't have to trade with other countries. Okay? So that's what you have here. Is the lady sitting down being served is the mother country. This first colony exports gold and silver. This colony exports food. This colony is raw materials. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. Can you see where this could be confusing if you don't pay attention?
Yeah.
Okay. Amount of wealth in a mercantilist country is measured in gold and silver. Any questions? All right. So, online, you have vocab test review to do. Your test review and vocab keys will go live tomorrow morning on Classroom. Vocab quiz will go live tomorrow on Classroom. Your test will go up on Friday. Okay? Make sure you're doing your news notes, your news quizzes. Reminder that grades will go in tomorrow for a progress report from administration if you currently have a D or an F in a class. So please get your stuff done. Get it back to me. If you can get it to me tomorrow, by noon. So grades have to be in at noon. Get them to me by noon tomorrow. I'll get your grades in. Maybe we can get your grades straightened out. Have any questions, need any help, shoot me an email, let me know, and I will help you best I can. And you guys have a good one.